This is like when Tyra had Naomi back on her talk show.
Yes. Oh my,
Let's get into it. Hey, hello, hi. My name is Andrew Chiles, and this is Mira May.
Hi, everyone.
And today we are with a wonderful guest, Valerie Hunt.
Come on, no. I heard that. Hello. Oh my God, I'm excited to be here, everybody. Thank you for having me.
So excited to have someone who almost won to talk about all the other people who are going to almost win.
Yeah.
Except for one of them who will do what you couldn't do.
Yeah, it's what they say on DrewbieTV, which is you're probably not going to win. Mm-hmm. When you get on, there's only one. So
yeah.
Enjoy it.
And welcome to the next hour of me reminding you that it wasn't you.
Have you been to any of my drag shows? All the time I'm like, cheer for the lesbians, and then I'm like, boo for some of the lesbians. Anyway, we're going to talk about...
Call Me Mother.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Episode 8.
Episode 8.
Is not the finale. I'm going to kick it off by being gutted and angry. Because how dare they have 9 episodes of this season and dedicate one of children... And dedicate one of these episodes to a reunion when they eliminated 3 people, 2, and then 1. Like, yeah, why couldn't you have just had one more episode for a challenge and then, like, we didn't get a reunion? Maybe I'm just bitter, but, like, not have a reunion. Like, I don't think it served the purpose it needed to serve.
And it was a very weird reunion in the sense that, like, Landon was already gone. Like, the mothers were already gone.
Well, they filmed this after the finale had happened.
So after the rap party?
Yeah, they filmed this like a month after they filmed the show.
That's what I assumed.
Oh my God, I'm so mad. I'm just really because I know when they filmed this, but
that's what I assumed because I was gonna ask. Yeah, I was gonna ask I was gonna ask some of my friends who are in the show like what happened because it felt like this wasn't during filming.
There were also in this episode. If there are people in the chat who could maybe confirm this, I also believe that I saw like Justin had like 2 looks, and when they gave answers, they were in 1 look, and when they did the chats live, they were in separate looks.
Yes, I noticed that with Newfoundland as well.
I happened to be in a city when I found out about the reunion, and I was so bitter about it.
Oh my God!
I was like, we didn't get a reunion. There was so much.
You
drama.
could have been.
But
you
then,
could have been.
they
Mixed Congeniality season 1.
Lies. We already said it was Felicia.
Yeah, but they weren't allowed to vote for anyone who wasn't in the top 4.
Mixed Congeniality was only top 4. Like any of the questions that we saw today, which we will get to, all of it was only for the top 4. And mostly to Jesse, mostly to Michaela and Weeby.
Pepper got nothing.
She got Mixed Congeniality.
Oh, did she?
That was it.
Oh, that was like the one bit in this whole thing. Oh my, I did watch the episode. I just missed that one bit.
Oh my God.
Anyway, should we start from the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was I enjoyed this episode quite a bit. This reunion.
It was a good episode.
Did you? It was nice.
Nice. I enjoyed it because on the other show, the American version of the other show, we've had these like online reunions for the past few years that have just been bad. So to have an online reunion that was like kind of good, I was like, I appreciate this. You know?
Yeah, like I don't the format of it I didn't enjoy. I wish they just had everyone there live.
Agreed.
And I know that was probably money, but like allocated differently, maybe, I don't know. And then I was happy that we did get to see everybody again. I think that this is something Call Me Mother struggles with, like, or they miss the mark on, is they occasionally just like don't give us enough content. Like I didn't have enough content to like know the divas. So like I just wish we got. It's like a 16-minute episode. I finished the episode and I'm like, that felt like 5 minutes.
Think about it. Like Newfoundland, Champagne, Kingchella, all first to go, right? They haven't even seen the episodes by the time that they had to shoot this. And then they're like, so who is the funniest? Girl, they don't know.
And they had a moment with each of the eliminated people, like asking them questions. And they were like, so Newfoundland, like, what about, like, how has your drag changed since being on the show? And it's like, they were there for an afternoon. Do you think their drag has changed a lot after you eliminated them for an afternoon? They looked great, but it's like, if their drag has changed, it's not because of the show. I can tell you that much, right?
Yeah, twisted questions, and I don't know. The first 3 were Newfoundland, Kingchella, and Champagne.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And they all looked really good. I think Kingchella had a really good setup. Like for the first 3 of them, Kingchella had an amazing setup. Newfoundland looked amazing, and Champagne always like glistens. Like that's how I would describe.
They looked so
them.
cute and funny in their like video though, because it was like down angle, and they're just like
on a sofa.
like, they're
it
so
was sweet.
cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was
And when
sweet.
we had Kingchella on for the episodes here, they actually had an amazing setup then too, and I'm really like impressed the fact that they like continuously try to do that, and even like with their TikToks and reels, they really try to like put out that content and make sure that it's good quality content that they're putting out.
I'll say props to all three of them, especially for the fact that we got to see like runway looks from I think a majority of them for all the things that didn't air throughout the season. So,
Yeah.
And like honestly, I mean, you know this. I was like, if I hadn't have made it to the end, I wasn't gonna do photo shoots. I didn't anyway. I was like, the pics were provided.
You're like Quentin Cruikshanks.
True. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and they were nice. They were like white background. I didn't really care. I was like, I didn't want to spend any more money on a production that wasn't giving me any more money.
If anything, I
Yeah.
don't like that they did the white background for your season, and now they had like all this like colorful like light
Yeah,
arrays.
fucking TV for people to pose with. Anyway, I'll be giving my thoughts on the whole season as we go to
Love it.
as we go through the competitors.
And we actually started off with 15 competitors, and now we're down to the top 4. And this
This
is
is top 3.
yeah. Let's do like what Dragula's doing.
Yeah.
Dragula
Yeah.
said it's not going to be a top 4, and Call Me Mother should have said the same thing, especially with 3 houses. I feel like the 3 is just like
Yeah, for whatever reason, they started getting like picky about like not sending home too many people like near the end of the competition. Like you were sending bitches home left and right at the beginning. Why stop now? Right? Especially
Yeah.
now that we've gotten to know all of them, break our hearts a bit.
Yeah,
you know?
there's like no way if they had started with less people, I think it would have benefited the show and the performers. But I do think if we still had what we got, I do wish that they kind of did that a little bit, where there was a little bit more of a more dramatic, like double elimination towards the end. So the
Instead
stakes
of
were
earlier.
raised and like there was a little bit of like drama. I mean, we said this before about Coming Under. There's just like the stakes aren't there. It only is based on like the runway and then the showcase challenge that you do.
Yeah.
And these showcases were like super performance heavy this season.
Well, and if you look at the finalists, other than Michaela, all 3 of them are very, like even Pepper, who's a dancer, is very like theatric in how they perform. The Edmonton scene is very much like that, where it's story, story, story
Yeah.
with your drag. And so all 3 of the other competitors kind of had a leg up.
Yeah.
Right.
Weeby being like the complete literal like musical kid that grew up in theater, and then also like having Jessie Precious being a person who does the weather and drag. Like clearly they already have like this speaking to the camera, having this cadence, like they know what to expect, and definitely it is much more performance heavy. And I never realized that in your season.
But I don't even know though, because our season felt like being there on our season, it felt so look heavy. Like, especially on the runway.
'Cause you had
it,
Kiki.
it literally is 50% of the mark on Call Me Mother.
Well, and they put a
Well,
I
depending
feel,
on how they want to tell you what the marks are.
I feel like I agree, and I think the reason though on your season is there's less competitors the entire time.
Yes.
So because the marks are so close there, the looks really mattered on your season. Whereas even if you had a terrible look,
Yeah.
this season, like you could still get your way out of the bottom because there were more people, right?
Yeah.
So like it kind of evened itself out, where even if there's 6 people left on this season, or 7 people, like if 3 people had a bad runway and 4 people had a good runway, kind of it wasn't like, oh well, you're going home for sure. It's like, okay, you have a chance now.
Yeah, well, I
to use
wish-
the performance, right?
I wish that the looks. I'm dragging, but like here we go. I just wish the looks were more harshly critiqued too. Because no offense, there are people in our season, including myself, who deserved like 6s. I think some of these looks this season honestly kind of deserve 5s. And I think that would have given the competitors more fire, because the showcase comes after the runway, almost like a lip sync where they'd have to showcase for their life to dig themselves out of that
Yeah.
Very that.
shitty like runway score. So if the runways were like almost like weighed a little bit more heavy, which I felt like they were in our season, they made us be like a lot of times I'd be like, okay, the musical showcase, I know I can turn it out maybe harder than Herc, even though he had a better look than me, I know I can outperform him, so I just really gotta push.
Didn't one of your season mates get like a 5 or something, or a 6?
No
Like,
one.
No? Okay.
Everyone got like 7s. They just, I think the harshest scores went to like maybe Harmony.
And like on your season, House of Dulcet literally got, not to be rude, but Kiki carried their runway scores a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And so they got so many opportunities to have a foot up on all of y'all.
Yeah.
And then this season, like that obviously didn't happen. But I feel like it would have been almost more fair this season to have those moments, because there wasn't one house that was doing dramatically better on the runway than everyone else.
Yeah.
Whereas when you have Kiki fucking Ko
yeah.
pulling out these extravagant, beautifully like
And then
$3,000 looks.
the best was also the juxtaposition of Toddy having these sort of more like conceptually strong looks, and it like did work really well.
Yeah.
But and even
I was like, I ran a diaper.
Yeah.
I didn't bring one of the looks.
I just got my moo-moo.
I didn't bring one of the looks.
I just got my moo-moo this week.
and
That's
it's so
it,
weird with
kids.
the way that the judging is too, because like the way that the judging happens, when there's one person, like Jesse could get a 36 point blank period. Whereas like a house like Harmony, who has 3 people, they have to average that out, and therefore it can either be super high or super low. Whereas like Jesse's like, I got a 36.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
weird.
Jesse's more like, I got to 36.
Okay, who were the next people who got eliminated? Who were the next 2 eliminees in the season?
We had Shay D and Stony
Mac,
Mac,
yes.
the
Oh,
birthday
yes.
divas,
Birthday eliminations.
Chapiana.
Shady in her grinder look. Love that she reused the look.
Loved
'Cause
it.
She was like, don't know when this will get shown. I'm gonna wear it in the reunion.
Yeah.
And that was by Kiki Ko. So that's super catchy. And then
Stunty.
I like Stoney's. Oh, Stunty. I said
Stunty.
Stunty. And then I liked Stoney's sort of like, I don't know if they were going for it, but it kind of gave me like ventriloquist doll,
Yeah.
like red.
I like their
circus.
look a lot. They kept,
Circus.
whenever they came up, I was like, I like
Cute.
that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's recognizably Stony. And House of Glass Diva. We won.
Love it. They felt like maybe the least featured this episode.
I mean, here's the thing. No one A wants to go home second.
Yeah.
No one B wants to go home second with somebody else.
Yeah, second.
That's like
second.
evil. That's evil to me. I remember.
Yeah.
I think I told this story, but my favorite story from season 1 was Rosie and I were like smoking in the parking lot right after Ella's elimination. I was like, Ella went home first, crazy, but you know, it'd be worse going home second. And then literally the next 2 days, and I wrote in my notebook that I forgot everyone's name, so I wrote, oh my god, Rosie went home first, and then I had to scratch it out and be like, no, Ella, I don't know anyone's names, and then she went home next. Anyway, the prophecy wrote itself.
You're
But
soaking up Meganage.
yeah.
You're like, one of those Canadian girls is going there.
I do just think that Stony and Shady had like kind of almost like the worst cut of the deal, and I wish we got more camera time from them in the reunion, because I think that like
Truly.
Shady is funny. I saw her on y'all's review, and she's shady and fucking funny.
She's shady. She's
and
fun.
I wish we got
yeah.
to see more of her in the reunion, and she looked great. And
And,
then Stony
like-
is always just like a fun time.
Those were acting challenges that they weren't featured, and then they weren't featured in this episode. They weren't like, it felt like they just weren't featured, like
Yeah.
point blank period.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of disappointing, but like, there's not much you can do again with an hour runtime when you're trying to talk about your top 4 and then have all these like moments with their best friends and all this kind of stuff. So it was like,
And they were like, we're gonna bring in Farrah, but not the Salon team. We'll talk about them though. Crazy. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Anything else? Sorry, I'm hijacking the show here. You go.
No, I'm loving
I
it.
love it.
Chill.
Yeah.
I had a chill.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to the stage, the host of our new show. So we have like Seance. Seance, who, can I just say, Seance is like little animation.
Animation for the names.
So cool.
That was
with the
amazing.
book.
I wanted them to feature that more.
And they did it every
Yeah.
single time, and every time it was like work.
That's the
Love
glass.
it.
Come on,
Love
brains.
it.
Come
10
on,
out of
brains in the
10.
operation. I thought it was sick, and Seance always looks good. Loved her personality in the interview y'all did with her. Like, she's so fun. I wish we got to
She
see
really-
more of that.
yeah.
I mean, we did get to see it, like she said, like 3 weeks after the show aired in her Meet the Queens.
Literally.
Why did they do the meet the artists so late?
I mean, I thought Arsen's was rotted. That's rotted. I was like, that's evil.
Yeah, at least your meet the artist came like the day after.
Before.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah.
so this is going to be the show, and now here's the meet the artist.
Anyway, Seance you slayed, and had a good run on the show too. Just to speak about it, I thought we could have seen some. If we had seen Seance in the Not My Drag Challenge, I think she could have won the show.
Speaking of Seance, Dragula casting season 5 opened today, so I am full team Seance for Dragula.
Get her on Dragula, and if you're watching this stream and you want to apply to Dragula, contact Seance for prosthetics and hire her.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yeah.
Get their products.
She deserves it. She's amazing.
I want the artwork. I want it all.
Her basic bitch look, and then she did that face prosthetic for it.
Sickening.
So good.
And like we said, it was the same week that they were doing their basic bitch challenge for Dragula. It was just so iconic.
Legend. It's meant to be Seance.
We need to get more Canadian divas because Îyâxe flopped.
Okay, wow. rolling. Who is
She's on a Titan season.
She went home
first?
No, she
Second?
first.
Second,
Well,
but then they brought
Abor.
Abor back.
Who
Anyway,
did leave after Seance? Because there was another person who left with Seance, right?
Who was in the Zoom call?
After Seance, it was Maya.
Yeah, but those
Oh
were
no,
friends.
Seance and Maya left together, but Maya.
Well, we're bringing in the best friends now because that's everyone on the Zoom, I think.
Was that everyone?
We still have Phoenix and Justin, but yes.
Oh,
Yes, Phoenix.
But we did have Maya who was eliminated in that episode. I actually kind of forgot when they went home, which is sad.
yeah, what a weird challenge. The dance challenge.
Maya and I talked so much that I forgot she wasn't on the show because I just like
Also,
talk to
let's
her all the time.
let's talk about the dance challenge. I'm you know me.
we're so out of we're so like going boop 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 boop.
We
boop.
are.
I love it.
But no, this is about Maya and
Yes.
Fiance because they both got eliminated in that episode.
Weirdest judging ever.
And I just can't get over. I rewatched the musical episode today. The musical was shit from season 1. But well, here's the thing though. Rewatched it.
Every time I think about it, I think of the shot
Wig.
of you in
Crying.
the wig, like.
Sobbing. Like I rewatched it today and I was like, I laughed so hard. Anyway, I'm awful in that episode. But yeah, it is like it's so weird watching a production like that had like an actual storyline to it, and then I'm like, why did they just do random like decade dance pieces? Like why didn't they do like a anyway?
And I've already talked about it, that the 90s voguing was not old way at all.
It was all a mess. The disco. My
of it
favorite was
was-
Maya falling.
And why did they only do one... Why did they only do one choreography challenge? And why was it that you had to be judged as a team? I hated
And why didn't they
that.
send the team home? Why wasn't it the team went home? Like anyway.
Yeah. Oh.
Why didn't the team that did the worst go home because they were mixed houses?
That would have been better because they were mixed houses.
I don't want Pepper to go.
No offense, no, it honestly should have been Jenna and Sansa. But the challenge also, no one should have gone home because it was a dumb challenge. And like weird to watch, it was just weirdly shot. Anyway, Sansa deserved better, and yeah.
And speaking of dumb challenges, we get to the roast where Phoenix
Phoenix.
Black goes home.
Which, we did do the roast. It's a pretty good challenge.
It's just my only problem with it is
Who won the roast this year?
Je suis précise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Redeeming Montreal.
My only problem with the roast challenge is just like, and it's a major problem I've had with the show is
Barbada.
just the editing and their decisions of what jokes to show.
Yes, very that. They are very selective in what they want to show, and the way that they cut
Had
it.
to be on our season.
Well,
What, butterfly?
Yeah. They literally they had to be on our season. They had to be.
but okay, and
All the
then
best jokes were.
but this season I feel like every single person on the cast tweeted being like they cut all my good jokes. Like everyone, not even just the people
anyone
who
in our
lost.
cast use Twitter. Same.
Like not even the people who lost. Like if you're gonna cut out Phoenix's like best joke, oh well, like
They cut the best joke of the roast last year was Kiki's "You're shaped like a shawarma," or "Your body's like a shawarma," she said to Butterfly. But there was like a whole second half related to that joke that they cut out that was like the punchline. And then when they aired it, and they were like, it was the funniest joke of the show. And we were watching, and we had watched it in Ottawa with Kiki, and she was so mad because she was like, well, they said it was the funniest joke, and then they cut it out. We were all like, yeah, that's
weird.
Rosie was with us. She wasn't there, but I was like, that they cut it out because Kiki had the biggest laugh. It was really weird.
Even
And,
your audition, though, like when you were doing the adoption day, you had a really good laugh with your joke that they had to fully cut. Because you just show up on screen, like they cut to you, and you just have white stuff all over your nose.
No, my audition day, that was my
Adoption day, yeah.
my 80s look.
Oh yeah, your
My
flight attendant.
They cut out all my Coke jokes, which was crazy. 'Cause they made so many cocaine references this season. I was like, okay, sure.
They make so many. There's so many risque moments in this season. There's so many moments where I was like, I cannot believe that made the edit. Like they're choosing to cut other things, but they're gonna keep that moment. That's just like weird.
Back to the roast. They kept in all of Phoenix's roast jokes, so. And Phoenix, I stand a House of Glass member who is not fond of the mic. Like, let's go. But, not me. But, I'm there to help them. But the roast was wild. And like, I don't know. I thought Weeby should have gone home.
Weeby should have gone home.
Crazy. I'm
Oh my
crazy.
God.
I'm being so crazy right now.
Oh my gosh.
I've
really?
been chilling.
Yeah.
Justin, what episode did they go home on? Branding.
I came to really enjoy Justin a bit by the end of the season. I didn't quite get him when he on the first episode, and in my opinion, I would have chosen somebody else.
I agree. I thankfully had followed Justin for a little bit prior to the show actually airing, and I wanted to see them really go far, and I was very thankful to have. But had I not, I probably would have
the
agreed
first
with you.
episode didn't do much for me in terms of the edit around Justin to really care about Justin.
Yeah, they were doing poi in the
Everyone say
dark.
Justin again.
Justin.
Well, and he was, the king, the man,
less than about an hour.
he was the only one with like a storyline this season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he's the only person I feel like really
well-
has a storyline, even though it's not the best storyline.
Yeah, it didn't have like a fulfillment.
Yeah, but he had the whole storyline of like coming into his own and learning how to like really like progress his drag, but he was the only one with it. But then it didn't feel satisfying because he was just like so sad to like in that last episode, right?
Yeah, and it was tough. I mean, I didn't like the writing on the wall thinking is tough when you're in that headspace. So it was just like a hard episode to watch because I kind of knew what was going to happen.
Well,
once
and
he
especially
said
in that case, like we said,
it. See it on camera.
the look is half of the mark, and so when you are so far away from every other
When you're
competitor,
5 whole
The
points
gnome
from the
look
next
was
person.
wild. The gnome look was
chaotic. Out of this entire cast, to you, who had the most surprising drag? And not just the top 4, because I'm going to ask the same questions that they asked.
surprisingly good. Or
Okay, I think
surprising.
I might say Amara, and I say Amara because she wasn't on my radar for people when the cast got dropped, and even into that first episode, I was like, oh, she's pretty, but like, just how beautiful she was, and like how stunning, gorgeous, and then even this episode, she looked stunning, gorgeous, beautiful.
Yeah.
So she was the most surprising drag, but no one was like, oh my god, you know.
Honestly, I'd say just for like the standard of what they brought, I'd say Michaela was the most surprising because they're like she's 19,
Yeah.
and what a package to bring to a show. To also like I don't know, you watch season 1, you kind of know what you're getting into. It's not $100,000 you're rooting for, so to bring such an impressive package, I was kind of shocked that Michaela had such like or hunty pieces.
Yeah. I'm also gonna say Jessie, just because Jessie, you think camp comedy when you saw Jessie the first
that
time.
catfish look.
But yeah, she brought some absolutely stunning pieces to the runway. The camp comedy, the chastity belt, the
chastity belt.
Her not my drag look was really great too.
And I mean, kind of storyline too, she came in on that first episode, and similar to Moa, had a little malfunction on her first runway with her headpiece, and I think beads also maybe fell off of it. So I think it's kind of cool that she came through and had like really clean, crisp runways. So yeah, I should have answered Jessie too. Michaela just like stunted on everyone. She had the best package.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with you on the whole like Amara aspect that you mentioned. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say Amara.
Yeah. I was just surprised at like how obsessed I was with her.
Oh, and actually Jessie too. Like you said, Jessie's entrance look, the whole like sun, like the weather thing. I was like,
Loved it. Oh,
I wasn't, and that's why I discounted them. And
I
so-
wasn't gagging.
I was gagging,
I was gagging on the smell.
Who talked the most?
Weeby.
Weeby.
Where's the drama in this? I knew that people were talking drama on this question.
Yeah, Weeby. Easy.
Easy.
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
just-
even there.
Weeby literally walked in and said, I talk a lot.
Yeah, I feel like that
And
was
then
like a
lived up to
past
it.
tense thing too. I feel like she was talking about how she already had talked in the season like at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's talking.
Weird editing.
Weeby showed up and said, I talk a lot. And we all went, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, who behaves as if they already have the crown?
Okay.
I liked how this twisted. Everyone thought it was going to be Michaela.
But then it was Michaela and Weeby.
Gee, so I'm yawning. I smoked a lot of weed.
This is where the edit got weird for me around Michaela.
Here?
I feel like they were really, in the episode. Not here, in the episode.
Okay.
I felt really weird about the edit they were giving Michaela. I felt like they were like building her up as this like full of herself kind of queen in the edit, and it was weird because then Dallas was making all these quips, which maybe to him are like funny little asides, but just I think knowing how Michaela feels about the season and production, I was like, this is a really weird edit they're giving her.
I feel
And it's
like
why I don't think Michaela has a chance at winning anymore.
Well, okay, I don't think Michaela has a chance of winning. Well, let's talk about that later.
Yeah, but I was so this is the part in the episode where I was like, this is so weird. This edit they're doing because with Weeby, it was like fun, haha. They're like they have confidence.
I think it was the true edit. I think it was the realty. I think it was because you also heard a couple of them. Like I think even Toddy kind of dug at Weeby for talking a little bit too much, like saying 3 words. And it was almost like a little bit like I think there was more chatter in the room about all of these things, and like it made more sense for the season that we didn't get to see out of context. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe that existed because remember at the beginning of the season, Dallas said someone's gonna in their confessionals be like on Twitter, super like I am the one, I am the queen, I am the one, and Michaela I think commented, and I thought like I think it would have been more enjoyable to see Michaela be more kind of cocky and confident. It would have fit like her I think like character and sort of like vibe that she's just like. She is like a radiant joy, and we would get that from her no matter what, I think. But I think it would have read better if they put in more clips of her being like, I think I'm gonna slay this challenge, even if she didn't. Like, just like, give us that TV. Give us that
and it goes back to no one having a storyline this season except for Justin, and then not even that storyline following.
So it feels weird that they're pushing the storylines in this specific episode. Like,
and
right before the
when we had Michaela here for her interview, she kept saying that they kept telling her that she has no confidence. So for her to then come to this and then be told that she is now like essentially overly confident with it, it's such a weird... What they showed, what they aired, what they did, what they said. It's just...
Very true. Yeah.
Not matching.
Okay, next question.
Who's the most likely to stumble?
Like physically stumble? Valerie.
Yeah.
Actually, no. That's most likely to not have a wig on by the end of their numbers. Valerie.
Most likely to drop their earring.
Oh my god. Most likely to just like be garbage. I have a headache from this wig already. This is too long. Gotta take it off.
I thought you were serious. I was like, work, bitch.
No, I'm gonna say probably Jessie.
Probably
Center of gravity.
Yeah, probably Jessie. Jessie, Love Her to Death, is kind of built like a baby horse.
Honestly, if I could vote, I'd say Jenna Sabah based on her.
I would have actually said King Chella. Like, just like, I love seeing them do like the fruit bowl moment. I just would love to have seen them like fall into the fruit or something. Like, that would have been so good.
Did they walk a lot on the show? No, I was like...
I'm just making it up. I would love to see King Chella fall.
Did they walk on the show? No, but I do feel, I kind of agree though, because from what I know of King Chella, and God bless, they are a messy bitch and I love it. And I feel like they probably do have a few drinks after the gig. Seance was the real answer, says Newfoundland. Actually, that's vibes.
Seance was the real answer. I did see that on the show. Anyway, next question.
Who's most likely to start a feud?
Who was it was Weeby and Michaela.
Again,
and
Weeby
you know
and Michaela.
What? I concur with that. I just feel like there's this untapped drama we didn't get to see.
I think it's, again, going back to like Michaela's like very confident, overconfident, and maybe there was a little bit of insecurities with other people who then felt as if they needed to take that out on her, but I don't know how it went. That's just...
I just wish we got to see whatever happened. I feel like there's more that we just didn't get to see.
Yeah, I feel like they're arguing. Maybe I wish we didn't get our Sangina breathing down Val's neck moment this season.
That's such a good way to put it.
And it's like,
honestly,
it's so disappointing.
I mean, like, we talked about this too in season. I told Michaela this when they were here, and Michaela was gagged. I was like, in season 1, when they sent Rosie home, they had no idea how to run the show, so they asked Crystal they asked Crystal to send home. Crystal was like, I don't know. So she asked us who to send home and why. And they didn't air any of the footage of me being like, immediately I was like, oh, Rosie should go home. Like, I raised my hand and I was like, let's make TV. I was like, Rosie should go home. Like, she's got to go. She did nothing in this challenge. But she did, but I was like, I'm not going home. And they're not going to send Herc home. And then Rosie was like, oh, I'm going to say Hercules, because Herc didn't get the choreography in her walk, which they didn't really air the walk anyway. And then Herc was pissed at Rosie, so Herc was like, well, Rosie should go home. And then Rosie was so mad. And then my favorite was, this is my favorite, was after we shot, they like went backstage, and Rosie was like, oh, like she just got eliminated. And then Herc went up and was like, basically like, that was so nasty of you to say my name. And it was so iconic because I was like, oh, she just got eliminated now.
Oh my god.
And then like, honestly,
you bitch, you started it too, and you're just sitting there like,
said my name, and I'm in this nasty ass balls out Marie Antoinette outfit. Like, I'm weeping, I was crying. And they aired none of it, and Rosie was so mad.
They didn't air your testicle dropping.
They did. Well, they aired a wink to it. I'm glad they didn't air my testicle dropping. But Anyway, what was that?
Your testicle didn't sign the NDA.
My testicle did not send me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She was not ready for that day. She was not.
Who's the biggest flirt? Mira.
One second.
Mira. I heard. Well, I know that Weeby is the biggest flirt.
We all know. Check the Twitter. She's thirsty.
I heard some things about on-set life.
What I know is that I am the biggest flirt. If you've seen me talk to half the cast in the past few weeks, in the past 2 months,
I've watched.
Weeby,
I've watched.
Maya, Crystal, yeah.
You said Amara. You said Stony.
Stony.
At one point, you did say Michaela.
Michaela, Lad.
Oh yeah, you talk about Lad's butt a lot.
I'm so
I
sorry,
love Lad's
buddy.
butt. I
I'm not
really
tired.
do.
I'm just gay.
Hi.
You need iced coffee.
But on the cast, definitely Weeby, and Weeby will admit to this, and Weeby said
Them.
Whoa.
girl.
Hey.
Weeby said that they were very disappointed that they did not air her flirting with Crystal, because apparently she flirted with Crystal the entire season.
Maybe a PA.
Oh.
And maybe a PA.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Who owned the runway?
Michaela.
Michaela and Jesse, I think.
Oh
were
no,
the-
Pepper.
Michaela and Pepper.
The way that, like, when Weeby brought up Pepper, I was like, that's exactly what I thought. She,
Pepper
like,
owned the runway.
owned
Michaela
the
owned
way,
looks.
yeah, the way Pepper walked that runway. But I will say the people
Actually-
who owned the runway who didn't get to do the runway a lot were Seance and Amara.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll give credit where credit is due. I think
Yeah.
Weeby also does own the runway. Like Weeby,
Yes.
no matter even like the only time we saw her not confident was in I think the Christmas look because she didn't. I don't think she liked what she was wearing.
Yeah.
But I do think that every other runway, including like her plants and counting, like she really did give us like the Alyssa Edwards. She never like looked like she was gonna fall. So like I think all the top four did pretty good runways. Maybe Jesse's out of all three of them was like the lowest in runway walk.
I also think
Checks out for House of Glass.
Phoenix in terms, the walk was
Ooh.
there, but the looks Phoenix brought, Phoenix had some absolutely incredible looks.
And Phoenix was the one who was constantly, like, clapping at, like, Landon, being like, talk to me, engage with me. And, like,
Yeah.
they were constantly doing
there
that.
were some really,
What was this?
there were some amazing looks this season. And other than Kiki on your season, like the looks, and I said this,
Drag us.
I would prefer if the looks still look like something you'd see in a bar instead of something you'd see on the other show. Like, and that's kind of what we got this season. We got like very, very high caliber drag in terms of the runway that you would still see in a bar, right? And you'd still live for.
I definitely brought bar drag.
Okay, mixed
Sorry.
congeniality, though.
Pepper.
Totally Pepper.
Pepper.
Yeah.
And you know what? I did hear, because they were only allowed to vote for the top four, that there was a few votes that wanted to go towards Maya, and I respect that.
Her.
I respect that. I
With Pepper and
love
Jesse.
Maya. Probably. I love Maya. I love Maya. She was my first guest of the season. Her and Pepper, and we've gotten to stay friends
I
since
love a
we
lobster
talked.
roll.
Love a lobster roll, and her lobster roll, I'm sure, is well cooked,
I'm sure it's delish.
baked through.
Get that KY jelly.
But no, I really just shout out to Maya because I know she watches the VODs, but I have very much appreciated the friendship that I've gotten from Maya, and like it's kind of iconic to have a friend.
She looks so good in the reunion.
So good.
Ah.
The mug was mugging.
Yeah, she
Maya,
looked
you look
hot.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
diva.
yeah, yeah.
Really, really good reunion.
Okay, now, we didn't get a mixed congeniality for your season. Who do you think could have actually won mixed congeniality?
We did talk about this in one of our reviews.
Okay, but this is
And you
another
stand
show.
Oh, wild, crazy.
And you stand by it?
And I do say by it. I think it was gonna. I mean, I think we would have all said Felicia because we all cared for Felicia the most. We knew she would care for us back had she had been there. Mm-hmm. I mean, and then I also said this, and I stand by it. I would also said like Kiki Ko because she did the most for everyone. Like she like took the time to like paint people.
Yep.
I mean, you could say the same for Calypso for like supporting, but again, just like time wise, Kiki was on set the most and like just like also the most relaxed. I was looking back at it too, and I thought like honestly, the top three of us were all just the most kind of happy to be there. I was pretty wigged at the beginning, maybe same with Toddy, but once Toddy got eliminated, and once I realized Herc might not win. I was like, we're good. We're chilling. We all
You're
had
like,
fun.
I might be the last glasshole standing.
Yeah, and
Me?
then when Kiki would always give advice, just like, oh my god, just have fun, you freaks, like just have fun.
Yeah.
And I like that attitude.
The more I
feel like
hear
everyone
about
gets that.
Kiki, the more I'm like, I want to be best friends with her.
She's literally the greatest person.
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
I want to eat her food so bad.
Oh, I
Does she
need to
make
go
good
back.
food?
Oh no!
She's
Oh
the
my god,
chef
she
of the
makes,
season.
Yeah, she is. She's a literal chef. She's so good at cooking. The smoothies, the breakfast. I hung out with Rosie and Kiki in Ottawa, and we just like sat in a hot tub and ate the best food ever. It was so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like-
we thought she was gonna be the caterer for season 2 because season 1 food poisoning was real.
Also, curling rink for season 2. Big slay. High school to a curling rink.
Was that where they were?
They were at a curling rink this
Where do you
year.
think they'll be next season?
Y'all filmed at a curling rink? We filmed at a high school. That's so funny.
Where do you think they'll
or a
be?
university? Or
Where do you
something.
think they're going to be filming next season? If they went for high school, curling ring.
They're still in North Bay.
The
and they also-
Legion.
They didn't
No,
stay.
not the Legion.
Well, no, but they also didn't stay at the Ramada. We stayed at the Ramada, and they stayed at some like.
Nice hotel.
No, they stayed at a worse one. I think.
Oh.
And from what I heard, your hotel was pretty bad. So
Our hotel brought it.
So we get a little moment with your most important supporter, and I thought that this was a really cute thing to do and to bring back the people. In my mind, when I first heard it, I thought they were going to be bringing back like family members, like
Well, I
legitimate
thought they do like
family.
family or like friends or like an icon.
Like a
from
video.
theirs.
I thought
like
they'd do
Michaela
like
would
a
get like a
video.
Toronto icon, like a drag or like
like an
icon.
Eve or something.
Like
yeah.
or ISIS.
Yeah.
100%.
Literally ISIS. Well, I thought
Eve.
no, I thought it was going to be
Drag her mother.
videos. I thought it was going to be like family videos.
I thought it would be like family and friends. But you know what? I'm happy. Jenna was driving distance. She was ready to go. She was.
So
she
was
didn't even
Amara.
leave set. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Maya, she brought lobster rolls. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got to see all 3 of them. They all looked amazing. They all looked amazing.
Amazing.
Question for you though: if they were going to bring someone back for you off your season, who would it have been?
Probably would
And
have been
why?
Sanjina.
Sanjina.
Really?
She fucking hated you in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
you
well,
were
they
there
edited it
for.
on our. We had plans to have like the Valgina show, and like
Oh.
Sanjina like was my bestie on set. I just remember the day that she was so mad. It was so ridiculous because she was so ridiculous. Like every day was so chill, and this one day I like we like do our scoring or whatever. The next day we're filming, we like get our coffee or whatever, and she was like just so cold. And then I was like, oh, we're gonna fight in the mothership. And then we did.
Love it.
It was really fun.
So they had this moment where they had like a blooper reel.
This is
I
the most
loved-
authentic thing.
Yeah, it was like not really a whole lot of bloopers going on here, just more like silly, stupid moments.
Zaddy talked about edging. It was great.
I loved
that.
reel.
Yeah,
It was fun.
It was great. We got to see.
I wish it was
Swan.
longer. It was like 4 clips.
4 clips.
And if we had a season 1 blooper reel, it literally would just be earrings dropping.
and outfits literally exploding. I'd like to also remind you that my cat's outfit before the musical runway, the zipper exploded on the back, and they just sent me to that. And my whole finale outfit was hot glue to me.
Yeah. Yeah, so weird.
That part. I can't wait to see the finale this year. I can't wait to see what kind of songs that they're going to be producing.
The runways, they teased the runways.
Well, we saw. We
Yeah, teased. They showed them.
teased. I don't want to talk about them because you all
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
it
yeah,
next week.
yeah.
I will say I really like what Jesse's wearing already and what Michaela's wearing. I do think. Here's my last thoughts on this season. Oh, who do we think's gonna win?
Okay, well, I wanted to talk about each of them individually and say, like, what we think.
Get it.
Yeah?
Let's do that.
Okay, so
I'm your guess.
who do we have? We have Michaela, who is the youngest. Polished, she knows her brand really well. Like,
Yep.
she knows what she stands for, and she brings it to every performance she does and every, like, confessional moment.
And she'll get to those sort of like funny beats or those like things that maybe like weren't in her wheelhouse prior to the show. Sort of
Yeah.
thing. I feel like that'll all just like come in like time.
Yeah.
Like if I
do-
was that polished at 19, what the like it's crazy. It's crazy.
I do think that they milked her and her fandom. I do think that she did really fantastic throughout the season. I do think that her personality after the season has a huge impact on how the finale will go, and I don't personally think that she is going to be the winner.
I don't think it's personality. I just think it's the way she's been very outspoken about the things she doesn't
I think that's what you
love
meant. Yeah,
about this
yeah.
season,
But-
which is all the power to her, and I applaud her for doing that because I think a lot of people who go on these shows are scared to do that. But I think she also knows that she's going to have a career after this show that is more than what most people who go on this show tend to have.
Yes.
And she's aware that, like, for her, the show's not the end all be all, whereas for some other people who go on the show is kind of like No, it's not about you. It's not, but you know what I mean? Like, okay, the show's the coolest thing some of these people are ever going to do.
Okay.
Whereas Michaela, I think, knows and understands that she's going to be afforded a lot of opportunities because
She's already
so
going
young
to like
at this point.
DrayCon UK.
Yeah.
Like that alone.
I think it's I really think it's
She's aware of the impact she already has. And then we have Jessie Précieuse, who is our one and only representative of the House of Glass.
glass holes. Gotta get the tattoo now.
Jessie's done a really good job this season. She was like, I don't know my brand, and that's one of the reasons I came to the show, which is crazy to me because she's very branded and knows I feel like she has such a clear perspective of what she wants from drag and to do with her drag, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has to do with her initial season audition tape, because at the very beginning of the season, there was that one queen who's like, I shaved my beard. Was that not Jessie?
It was, yeah.
So like to have like, I think from Bearded Queen Jessie season 1 trying to now rebranding to Jessie season 2, I think that's more or less.
I also think we saw the confusion because she brought glamorous runways, but her personality and those concepts kind of come from a dumb point of view, and I just don't think she clued into that. And maybe that comes from the scene she comes from. Maybe like the Montreal scene, I'm not aware, but I tend to see a lot of glamour out there. There's a lot of stupid and clownery and non-binary gender fuckery and all that there, but I do see, like, I think she performs a lot of, like, Mado and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's, like, a lot of dresses, a lot of, like, that beauty and glamour, which people were, like, we're shocked that you had, but we also see was goofy, and so I think maybe that, like, confuses her a little bit, but it's, like, you can be both.
Yeah.
That's Crystal.
There's nothing saying that you can't be, like beautiful glamour, because you give beautiful glamour.
Some days.
And then you tear your wig off and do a stupid fucking mix, right?
Yeah.
And then you shove a $5 bill up your butt.
Yeah, and I think that's where, like, I don't know, glass hole to glass hole, I think Jessie had a lot of similarities to me in our seasons.
I see it too.
But I think like I went in really strongly knowing my brand, so my storyline was about being like maybe not the best at everything, but underdogging myself to the top, or whatever dogging. And I think that Jessie, unfortunately, maybe doesn't have as much of an arc in that, as it's just like, it's sort of like, well, you had it the whole time, girl, and now you got it. That's your prize.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if she's going to win because of that.
I think edit-wise, just dependent, like, of the two other people we're about to talk about, I think have more story or have more edits supporting them
and
in terms of winning.
Between the houses.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't think that we're going to see Jessie win, unfortunately, which is sad because I really enjoyed Jessie on the show, but I just don't think she has the edit supporting her in this case.
Yeah, the edit has not indicated to me that she could win, but or that she will win, but she could win.
But who knows? They might slap something together for the finale.
But I do think that Pepper, who is next, has a lot more of a storyline and a lot more of a chance to
think
win.
Pepper will win.
The way that she has been so motherly, it's like, it's just like she's not the next child of Drake. She's the next mother. Like she's that.
Barbara to run.
House of Spice, like literally. The moment that I was like, I think it's like very much Pepper's show to lose at this point was the moment with Justin. On the last episode.
It was the only moment we've seen between two people that was sincere.
Yeah.
Not the only, but like,
well,
it felt like, so good.
And exactly. We got so much mothership with you guys.
Yeah.
And then we didn't get that at all this
it was
season.
Crazy.
But I do think Pepper is the most likely to win out of the four. And then the next person I would give would be Weeby, who we'll talk about soon. But I think Pepper has gotten kind of that edit. My only worry, I don't know. I have a feeling that it just might not happen because everything else this season has kind of been weird. So I think if Pepper does the best, I think if Pepper does well in the finale, they have every reason to crown her.
Yeah, and just represents like, what you said, like the heart of the show, which is like motherhood, community, family, parenthood, and just like. Yeah, the essence of like your drag doesn't need to be $1 billion to make you feel that way, and like you can kind of just sell. How you carry yourself will take you kind of everywhere.
And then lastly, we have Weeby, another house of revenge,
and girlfriend.
And I just feel like I do like Weeby. Just so everyone knows, I'm being harsh. If I'm ever sounding like harsh on Weeby, it's just for funsies. But I just feel like it would have been more impactful to have a full top three, because I kind of feel like what you're feeling. Like, Weeby's almost counted out for certain reasons, the same way we've kind of, in our heads, counted out other competitors. And I just I feel like production just felt like really bad for Barbada.
I personally think Weeby could have made the finale though if they were doing a top 3. I personally think Michaela might have gone home if we were going to have a top 3, only because she wasn't getting the best scores. So if we're thinking of it from that perspective. I think that the gaggery of Michaela going home right before the finale would have been
goopy, and then it would have been like, oh my god, Pepper doesn't have the finale this year, and Barbada has 2,
right?
Which would have been even more balanced.
Yeah. Well, and anyway, so if we're talking about Weeby, I think the reason I think Weeby now has a really good chance is the edit of Weeby's entrance this episode felt like winner. Like, watching all the entrances, the music, the way people were reacting, just like with Weeby when they walked into the room of the reunion, there's like the really good energy, and then the moment about them teaching.
I just don't see.
And even when they did have like all that questionnaire beforehand, and it was Michaela or Weeby, it did seem to have more of a positive connotation with Weeby.
I just didn't hear that.
I think Weeby's second in my mind in terms of who's gonna win, and I say that because Weeby's been kind of a main character in the season.
Yes,
and that's probably because she talks a lot.
Yeah,
right. But she's really been a main character in a way that everyone else hasn't, other than Michaela, because she's Michaela. I really think Weeby has a good shot just because she's so prevalent in the show. In the way they edited it.
Yeah.
Right?
My chops would go Pepper to Michaela, I think, and then to Jessie to Weeby. Just in terms of how I see them winning. And that's just from my point of view. I think I could see the appeal that Weeby's camera time has definitely given them. I just feel like I wish it had more of a story to it. I just see them as a really happy, positive person who's maybe just started drag and is doing this exciting thing, and they're succeeding really well in it. But none of that to me is oh, I need this person to win now. Oh, they've done really well, and I was surprised at a couple things. Did really good in the dance challenge. Did great in the branding challenge for what they had to work with. And
the safe sex runway is probably my favorite runway that they had.
I really like the Miss Frizzle runway. It was super cool. I really like the runway.
And I think you're right. Had they leaned more into the queer educator, there would have been much more of a storyline for them to have that winning.
And maybe they did. Just maybe didn't make it to air. But
then also, like we said, Toddy is also from Vancouver. That alone is
I think it's hard when you have Vancouver non-binary performer who does not edgy alt drag, but clowny alts,
non-typical Vancouver downtown.
Yeah, exactly. Not the
I do feel like Weeby could do a lot with the win. I do feel like Weeby's really driven right now in their drag career. Yeah. So that is something that I could see. And I think boosting their
I think Weeby,
chances.
As much as Pepper would represent the brand really well and want to represent the brand really well.
And they also have Jessie, who has the connection to TV and being a weather person with a crown.
And the Quebecois connection, which is really important.
There's a reason everyone could win. I mean, they could all win. I mean,
they really could all win. I could see any of them winning, and I don't know how much of the last episode is going to matter in that.
Yeah. I could, in my head, see a clear version of Weeby with the crown.
Yeah.
Michaela with the crown, Jessie with the crown, and Pepper with the crown.
I don't think I'm going to be surprised next week, no matter who wins, honestly.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited to watch all 4 of these competitors perform. I'm excited to see. I'm really excited. All of them are good performers.
And I admire all their drag a lot. I'm really into all of their perspectives on drag, so I feel like we're going to get a good episode.
I just want to see this. I just have this, thought in my head that Barbada's gonna hold Weeby's little arms and spin around on her hoverboard and just
not the hoverboard.
Oh my god, no! They should do the scene from Matilda where she's the trench foot. Weeby's the little girl with the pigtails. It would be so cute.
And then Weeby dies, so they can't crown Weeby, and it's top 3.
Oh my god, chill! I like Weeby. She can stay.
Val's literally waiting for Weeby to pass away on stage.
And Mira's waiting for Weeby to get in her pants.
Yeah. I am the Bob the drag queen to Weeby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blair St. Clair.
You literally are. You literally are.
Anyway, no, I love Weeby.
What did Weeby ever do to you?
If anything,
nothing.
Since Shady's episode, it's just been the running theme. Weeby needs to go home.
Oh my god. I love you. Thank you both for having me here.
Well, happy to have you.
I appreciated coming back to the room.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
The sound room.
Yes.
We should have you back because we plan on doing some weird, different kind of content after the Call Me Mother review show.
I'll come play some video games.
Let us know, also to the viewers, all 4 of you, what you want to see after. There we go. That's what I wanted to see.
I'm so. Oh my god, my hair is lacquered to my head.
Should I take my?
Anyways, my name is Andrew Chiles. Thank you so much for watching the
can
Call
we
Me
find
Mother review show. You can find me My name is Andrew Chiles. You can also find me on all social media platforms at @Drewbie_TV. This is Mira May.
You can find me at TheMiraMay on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, not Snapchat. Ew, gross. Hive. I literally have posted on Hive like 4 times. And you can see me at not any local shows.
I will book you.
Thank you. Thanks,
and I'm Valerie Hunt. You can follow me at Queen Valerie Hunt on Instagram and at Valerie Hunt YYC on Twitter. Sometimes I'm funny. Maybe I'll post nudes. And watch Call Me Mother season 1.
Binge it because you have so much
Binge.
time for more drag shows.
Honestly, watch it now that you watch season 2. It's crazy perspective.
Yeah.
It's crazy what perspective will do.
I'm so hot.
It's crazy to know that they did what they did.
Also, 1 year since I lost Call Me Mother like 2 days ago. Crazy.
yeah, that's
Congrats.
fun.
I know,
Good
right? I
job.
saw Tawny yesterday. It was so funny. That's great.
Were they like, hey, remember when I beat you?
Yeah, literally the whole show. And I went with a straight guy to the show anyway. It was crazy time.
Anyways, this has been
look how
Call Me
good I
After, the Call Me Mother review show. And make sure you like, subscribe, get that bell notification on, and take that wig off.
I put it all this way and now it looks good
Bye.
and I didn't do that until the end. Bye.
Bye. Chaos.
Cue the Christmas music.